Hello guys, welcome to Hack and Mend. I hope you're all doing good. Hack and Mend is a channel I have created for network security enthusiasts and then also other security experts. Good. All I'm going to do here is that day in day out I will be showing you a number of exploits, okay, which hackers have been using to hack into networks. And the good thing about this channel is that it is a hack and mend. Every single hack, every single exploit, I give you solutions so that you stay away from hackers and you stay away from exploits being made by hackers. So today we're going to have a very simple discussion, all right, where we're going to discuss the ability to retrieve password hashes of Windows machines on the LAN. So imagine you are connected to a local area network and then there are a number of computers on the LAN. How are you going to retrieve the passwords that are on all those machines, all right, in an attempt to hack them? Now the good thing about this is that this exploit will allow you to get all the hashes that contain the passwords of all the Windows machines on your network. The next thing is how to crack these hashes. If you are successfully able to crack these hashes, then you will be able to recover the passwords. And after I've shown you how to crack these hashes, retrieve them and crack them, I also show you how to fix them up. So today's exploit basically relies on an exploit called the LLMR and the NBT-NS. LLMR is basically the linked local multicast resolution, whereas the NBT-NS is the NS NetBIOS name server. Now, how does this exploit work? Very simple. Anytime that you have a computer and then you want to connect to your DNS server, and then supposing that your DNS server is unreachable, now Windows have a built-in mechanism using the NMR and the NBT, said that anytime that your DNS server is unreachable, this NMR and NBT functions as a server and say that, hey guy, you want to make a resolution to an IP address? Yes, I can help you. I am the server, so talk to me. Alright, now the vulnerability in this is that the exchange of the NMR and the NBT-NS between the server and then the client who wants to authenticate, who cannot reach his DNS server, is that there is no authentication, there is no client side and then server side authentication between them. So what happens is that the client tends to send its security hash, its password, to the server in an attempt for the server to authenticate it. So the server can pretend that he was able to authenticate it and then give him the access control and then give him the response. And through this, the server will then be able to get the hashes, which are actually the passwords of the Windows machines. This is actually an exploit, okay, and then a vulnerability basically all Windows machines. All right, there's a way to fix them, which I also show you. Okay, this has really not worked on Linux machines. Somebody can also pick it up and then investigate over there. Okay, so the condition for all this to work is that your real DNS server query must fail. All right, and then when it fails, then this is going to work for us. Now, what are the tools to be used for this exploit? Number one is ResponderPy. ResponderPy is actually a Python program that leverages on the vulnerabilities of the LLMR and then the NBT-NS ability, all right, not to give the authentication across board, all right. And then what it does is that it's going to pretend that, yes, I am the DNS server, I can actually resolve all your requests into IP addresses for you to send to me, and therefore all the Windows clients are going to send their encryptions to this ResponderPy will capture all the hashes, and after that we can use John the Ripper to actually crack these hashes. And you do know that John the Ripper basically has three forms. The first one is to use brute force, second is to go in using a dictionary attack, and then the third aspect is a combination of both aspects. Also, I will show you a number of rainbow tables. The most important thing about this hack is that you should be able to retrieve the hashes. Once you have the hashes, how to actually hack these hashes actually depend on you. Couple of times it can take you days, depending on how complex the password is. It can take you days to hash. There are huge rainbow tables. I'll show you a website which actually has very huge rainbow tables you can actually download and then basically use any tool at all to actually hack them up. Okay, good. So let's go. So also for the solution to this, there are a number of them. The first one, the basic solution, is that always use a complex hash. You know that the Windows actually is based on the concept of LMNT, all right, NT hashes, okay, where LM and then both NT actually separated up, all right. So it means that the LM hash and basically NT hash. The LM hash basically has is not case sensitive in its way. It's 142 characters spread, and then basically LM hashes are hardly used. But if you use a very weak password, is Windows will actually save it as an LM hash. But if the hash is very complex, contains alphanumeric characters, contains spaces, contain all sorts of characters, then becomes basically an NT hash. So Responder has a way of actually capturing both the LM and the NT hash, and you know that hashes are generally unreversible. The only solution you actually give to hash is that you actually use ways to compute a hash table, which we also call a rainbow table, and just do comparison. If you do a comparison and there's a match, then you know that the test or the plain text that you use in getting your hash is actually the same plain text that the victim or the client used in doing the authentication. Now the permanent fix for all this is that disable LM and NBT-NS in Windows, all right, which comes enabled by default. So I'll show you how to go out there and then disable all these functions. Okay, good. So if you like my video, if you like my channel, it's a good channel to help you know all the various tricks, and then also most importantly to mend them. So that is the hack and mend. Like my YouTube channel, and I'll do more training videos for you as well. Good. Remember that this is strictly for training purpose. I will not recommend that you use this as an exploit on anybody's network. If you do so, you do so at your own risk, and then basically you will basically be caught up. All right, good. There are actually a couple of ways to proxy servers and all those kind of things, which later I will be able to show some of you how to actually do that. But be an ethical hacker, don't be a black hacker. Use hacking for the good of society, to save society. So that's the main purpose of doing this training, to help people understand that whether you know it or not, these exploits are available and people are using it to gain password into people's machines on the network. All right, so it is better you disable your LLMR and NBT hashes. Great. Okay, good. So here I am. I've built a very simple network here. I have PC1, all right, which is actually this machine on which I am working on. PC1 basically has a cable connection to PC2. I'll show you PC2. I've done a remote connection 192.168.3.1, which is actually the PC2. Now on PC2 I'm running a virtual machine. On the virtual machine I'm running Windows Server 2003, which is a Windows box, and then of course also I have Ubuntu running over here. Now the Windows machine has a password on it. Okay, we will tend to poison all this time with Responder, and then to retrieve the passwords of this Windows machine, in attempt to retrieve the password of this Windows 10 machine, and also the machine on which we are on. I also do have Windows XP running here on this machine as a virtual box as well. Okay, that is the Windows XP running here. All right, and then also have Kali links from where we're going to issue the Responder pie from. All right, good. So let's move on. So number one, we log into the Kali Linux machine, and then we're going to tell all the guys on the network that we're going to be their DNS server. So first, let's do a couple of things to know that everybody is alive. 123.168. 3.1, which is actually the second Windows machine is alive. Let's do 3.4. all right, see if it's also alive on the network. Yes, he's also alive. Good. Before we move, I'll just show you something simple. Anytime you do a ping and then you get a TTL of 128, it basically tells you that the machine is what it's a Windows machine. Okay, good. If you do a ping, just ping myself, which is and then get 64, is actually an NX machine. If you do any ping to a router, you're going to get 255. That's just by the way. Okay, so all our machines are basically alive. To get responder working, very simple. In responder, you type responder -I. Okay, then you actually specify your Ethernet interface. In this case, my Ethernet interface, which is my Linux machine, which is running the .6, is actually my ETH1. So I have my ETH1 and then just enter. That is all. And then basically hold on, let me see, get my connection up. I've config okay, so ETH1 192.6.that. okay, so you can write if config Ethernet ETH-1 up. Okay, all right, so let's get this guy ETH1. Let's get this guy working now. Good. So currently what this guy is saying is that, hey, if you want any DNS, I'm actually the DNS server, I'm poisoning on ETH1, and then all the nodes on my network, just if you want any DNS resolution, just point to me. So this is all you have to do. Now with this, perhaps you can see LLM stand on, NBT-NS is also 10, and then DNS MDNS is also 10. Couple of this, that if you do any HTTP server request or HTTP, is going to respond. SMB request, Campbell's, almost everything. FTP, if you do any FTP on any client, it's going to capture it. If you do any SMTP server request, DNS server request, LDAP, you do know about LDAP. That is basically the mechanism to manage a number of nodes, basically like radio server and all those kind of stuff. All right, okay, so all this are turned on, and basically we are listening on it. So the first thing we're just going to do is that number one, we'll go onto our own machine, all right, which is actually the .7. okay, the .7, and then we will try and do some DNS query. Now the beautiful thing about this is that go to run. The beautiful thing about this is that your DNS query that you do necessarily don't have to be even a DNS that actually exists. You can just do any query at all. What do you want? Please don't hack me. All right, hack me, just anything at all. And as soon as you do this, responder is going to capture the hash. Okay, so there you are. So you can see that responder has actually captured the hash that was exchanged from this guy. All right, and then he knows the username, and then this is actually the password hash which he has actually captured. So once you have this password hash, the next thing is how you are going to crack this password hash. Okay, so similarly, now basically the location of this password I'll show you, but before that, let's just go to all our other nodes, and then let's just get them to try to do some so I'll bring the Windows is actually the .2 guy. Okay, so Windows is also going to make some requests here, then we just see what we get. So as usual, run. Okay, it could just have been just basically anything, just at all. So this guy is just going to do some let's try this guy. Let's see what do we have. Okay, so this is actually an IP resolution, it's not doing DNS anyway, so we're just going to do one that has the DNS. So one, and then just do something like, let's say come. Okay, that's it, and there you are, it's captured 192.2. it knows the user. Okay, and then it has also captured the hash. Okay, and then basically stored the hash up. Good. So if you go back here to the XP box, you see that it even failed, it's wrong, but yet the hash and then the password of the Windows box has basically been retrieved. Okay, so put this one aside. Let's go to our remote desktop. Let's deal with the Windows 2003 7, then also the Windows 10. So that's, we get it right here. Okay, so we start basically with the Windows Server 2003. Log that inside. Okay, and then but I just want to log the terminal in, so I'll input the password here. Okay, so we are currently on the terminal, and then just do a run. Basically just anything that looks like calling out for a DNS or calling out for an FTP or what have you. Okay, so just that, and you see it's even not accessible, but let's see whether we capture the hash. Yes, there we are, captured for us. Okay, good. So similarly, we're going to do the last guy, who has to do with the that PC itself. Okay, so we're going to have a run. Okay, and then we're going to have well, fine, it could be notepad, it could be anything, just anything, and then let's see whether we capture .1. Good, and then .1 is also captured. So you see how a hacker can basically be sitting quietly on your network and just be capturing all hashes as soon as you make any of these kind of DNS requests or what have you, any of these requests. So Responder, very powerful tool, HTTP client, all that. Okay, good. So now that it has basically retrieved this, the next thing is that we need to know where all these passwords are basically saved. Put this one somewhere. All right, now to know where all these passwords are saved, just pull out another terminal, new window, basically go to cd /user, okay, /share /responder, okay, /logs, hold on, cd, bring me back this, I need to space it up. Okay, good. Then just list them, and you can see all the hashes basically which were captured. We've captured a hash for the .2. Okay, we captured the hash for the .4, right? We captured for .7. We captured for basically .7 as well, all basically the 4 Windows machines here. Also, you can actually get to this URL very simple. Just open your file. All right, if you're not familiar with the command line, just go to other places. Okay, my computer, you go to users. Okay, you go to share. All right, you look out for responder, which is actually R. Okay, in the R column. All right, you just go to logs. Okay, and here you are with all the captured inputs. Okay, so you can actually have somewhere like .1, which you can even open with a text editor to see the hash, the captured hash. So that is the user account, and this is actually the password. Okay, you can see the password is basically in the NTLM hash. All right, the first column basically is the LM, and then the remaining column actually gives you the NTLM hash of it as well. So similarly, I can close this now. Okay, similarly you can actually get all the various hashes. Just open that. Okay, good. So you see we've captured all the hashes in a very quiet way basically on the network. So the next thing we just got to do right now is how to actually crack these passwords, and I'm going to show you the number of ways to actually crack this. You see, the most important thing about this is the ability to capture the hash. Once the attacker has the hash and then he's really interested in getting your password, he will get the password out of it. If he has to take him days, if he has to use a number of GNU interfaces, a number of CPU processing machines to actually get the password, depending on how important he wants this password to be, he will basically get it. That is why we're saying that the solution to all this is your ability to actually disable the LM and the NBT hashes in Windows, and this most users do not know, and this actually becomes a very security risk to users. So I'm going to show a very typical example. I'm just going to hack the .1 in an attempt to retrieve the .1 password. So I look out for the properties. So this is actually the URL of it. So we pull out our machine, cd, back to the main page, and then the command is actually John the Ripper. So John, you actually supply it with the location of the file. Okay, copy, paste, and then you supply with the file, which is actually the .1 txt. So this test can actually be done offline. Paste. All right, and there you are. Password retrieved 1234 is actually the password of actually the .1. Okay, so we can now that we know that the password is actually .1, what can we do next? We can actually do is just to, now the hacker can basically call out a remote desktop, okay, and then basically hack into that guy retrieving the password, which is actually .1. So it's 1234 actually becomes the password. So here I'm just going to log out of this guy again, and then log in with the attacker's retrieve password. Okay, so that's the attacker's machine testing the password is 1.1. okay, you can see username is user, same as what we have here, and then password is 1234, and there we are inside. All right, so that's how we've been able to retrieve the password of a Windows machine on the network without us knowing it. All we have to do is to pretend to be the DNS server based on the vulnerability between the LLM and then the NBT-NS property of Windows machine. So similarly, we will also try to hack into the Windows XP. Okay, you're still using John. If John basically doesn't work, then we can also use other methods, but as I told you, once you have the rainbow tables, you can try hack everything. So Windows is actually the 3.2. okay, so as usual, you feed John the Ripper with the location. Okay, so copy that or paste that. Okay, and then provide that of the .2. leveraging based on the NTLM. That's copy and then paste. All right, then just enter and just relax. Okay, now a couple of times there you are. Password retrieved as well. Okay, so you see, one thing I've just realized about John the Ripper is that if the password is so simple, things like it's not uppercase, lowercase sensitive, it doesn't have Unicode's couple of mixture of spaces, question mark, the @ and those things. Very easy for the hacker to basically retrieve the password. So here we are, we're able to retrieve this password. The user of this Windows XP box is basically Labs. So we'll pull the Windows machine here, and then we'll try test that connectivity also as well. So that we can even just log out, log off. Okay, and you can see the user is true, it's actually Labs. Okay, and then password is all small letters, BOUS. ss123, and there we are. Go, and we are in. All right, so similarly, also it's not all of them that you to hack, depending on the length of the password and the complexity. For example, on this network, this guy is very complex password. I'm actually somebody I use so long password based on my experience. So let's try to see if we can recover the .7. It's a very long password. If you have the patience and everything, you will be able to recover it. So we provide John, provide the location of the file, or not. If you couldn't go by this way, the other way was just come here, the location it gave you. We are looking for the .7. okay, just right click, provide properties. All right, this was the file location, the parent location, copy. Okay, go to just go straight up here to John the Ripper. John, provided paste. Okay, followed by the file name. Come back here, this is actually the file name. Okay, so what John the Ripper is this guy doing is that he's actually doing a brute force. The first step is brute force, and then once you provide, just enter, and then keep your calm. Depending on how long it is and how complex it is, it's going to take John the Ripper a very long time to actually crack it up. But the concept is there. The more difficult it is for attackers to crack your password, maybe they are going to ignore you unless you are actually the CEO or you are actually the biggest guy. That's no matter what, he has to just spend resources on you. So here you are. If you just click on enter, you can see the current testing state. Currently is doing brute force, doing testing this thing out. Okay, and then yes, so you can actually leave this on for a long time. You can see all the various brute force testing, and then as I said, there's actually a website which has very huge rainbow tables. So now let's talk about the solution. Okay, you can decide to stop this, or you can decide to leave it running for days. The most important thing is that we have been able to retrieve the various hashes from the various networks. Okay, good. So now let's talk about how to prevent getting these hashes. We'll start basically with our remote machine. We will prevent the .1, okay, from all this kind of attacks. This 1 minute, please. Okay, so now then the question is, what is the solution to all this so that attackers cannot retrieve your password? Now let's go straight up to the .1, and then let's apply the solution to it. Okay, now the solution, as I said, is very simple. Disable the LLMR and the NBT-NS in Windows, which comes enabled by default. Okay, it's not necessary, you can just disable. So we go straight to our remote desktop. Connection, connect back to it. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Remember the password we hacked. Okay, inside. Okay, we are inside. So first thing is just go search for a group. We're going to do a group, and then you go to edit group to disable the LLMR, and then here drop down, click on administrative properties. Okay, click on networks. All right, okay, and then that's your DNS client. Okay, so you click on DNS client, and you can see here, turn off the multicast name resolution. So turn off the multicast name resolution. What it just says that the local link, this is what we've just explained, queries are sent over the local link, a single subnet from a client machine, what have you. If you enable this policy, multicast name resolution will be turned off for the machine across all available, but unconfigured as well. If you disable it, then it will be sent across, it will be turned on, and then the vulnerability will basically be working. If you don't configure it, it's actually also enabled. So all you do is just click on this, click on edit, and then here you are, it's not configured. You turn off multicast name resolution, so you just click on enable, you just apply, That is all. You've applied the patch. So with this, you close. Now we've applied that for this. Now the next thing is to disable the NBT-NS. Okay, that is also very simple. You go back to our remote desktop. You just have to go straight up to your network interface card. Okay, open properties, your network interface card that you basically using. Go to properties, click on IPv4, choose properties, go to advanced, all right, and go to wins. And then down you can see that NetBIOS is basically from DSP is enabled here by default. Okay, so all you have to do is click on disable and just apply. Now once you've applied, let's now try and see whether the responder rule to crack responder is still running huge here. Okay, so we open our remote desktop right now and then we try same process again. RUN, okay, do any DNS query, what have you. All right, let's see what I catch. I can see responder is silent. Responder couldn't get the hash, right? Responder couldn't get the hash at all. Yes, responder couldn't get the hash at all. So that's my friends, that is the solution. All right, for those which don't have the LLMR and that's turned off, if you do it, responder actually gets the hashes. Okay, all right, good. So here responder basically not showing because it has already have the hash. All right, now if you actually want to look at the various hashes that you've been able to hack, all right, all you got to do is, I actually did take one guy here, I bring him back. This guy is inside here. Okay, all you have to do is just to click on John, all that you've passed on. There's a property of John the Ripper I just need to show you here. Now if you retrieve a password, you do a hash one time, then you repeat the same cycle again, it's going to tell you that it will not be able to crack it. Okay, for example, you see we've done this .1. okay, I'm just going to do it again. See, no password hashes left. That is because John the Ripper has already cracked it, so no need to repeat it twice. So you just want to find what you already cracked, just do that dash show, all right, followed by the location of the file, just that, all right, everything, copy, paste, just enter. You can see it tells you the user and then the password that it actually cracked for you here. All right, similarly I think we cracked on .2 as well, so you can do the show. Properties that, okay, copy, and then we clear up to this side and then just show what we have already cracked. Okay, and that is also there for us. Username is lab and then that is the bot. So thank you guys for this training. Always remember, turn your NBT-NS off. Okay, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. You don't need it or else you're actually vulnerable to this attack. All right, turn it off. Okay, always make sure it's disabled. Always make sure your local policy, all right, edited and is also enabled off. So thank you so much for this training. God bless you so much. See you in my next training where I give you more ways that things are hacked and then how to stay safe and clear for more. In all times, be a white hacker, help people to also protect their network, and people need to understand that on the internet nothing is free out there. Be very careful on what you click, everything out there. If you like this training, inbox me. If you have any questions, inbox me and I'll be good for you. Spread the good news, subscribe to Hack and Man so I can do more training videos for you. Love you all. See you. Bye.